Ron Howard has always been known as one of the kindest and most genuine people in Hollywood. Over the many decades of his career, he has built relationships with countless actors, directors, and producers. But few friendships were as meaningful and lasting as the one he shared with Rob Reiner. Their story begins in the 1970s when both of them were young actors trying to make their mark in the television world. Ron was already playing Richie Cunningham on Happy Days, and Rob had made a name for himself as Meathead on All in the Family. Even then, their personalities and outlooks on life seemed to click instantly. They shared laughs, small jokes, and the kind of deep conversations that young people often have when they are dreaming about the future. Those early conversations were filled with hope, ambition, and curiosity, but also with honesty and vulnerability. They spoke about what it would mean to grow up in Hollywood, the pressures of being in front of the camera, and the challenge of staying true to oneself while dealing with fame. Ron would later say that from those first moments, he knew he had met someone who would not just be a colleague, but a lifelong friend. Over the years, their friendship grew as they moved from acting to directing, sharing successes, failures, and countless experiences that strengthened their bond. They spoke late into the night about movies, life, politics, and family. Every phone call, every meeting, every small conversation left a mark, not just because of the subject, but because of the care and honesty that Rob brought into their friendship. What made their bond even stronger was that they were not just friends because of work. They were friends because they understood each other on a deeper level. They celebrated each other's successes without envy, offered advice without judgment, and encouraged each other to take risks that were sometimes scary but always worthwhile. In every project they touched, whether it was a movie, a show, or a small personal endeavor, they found a way to support one another. Rob was often the first person to call when Ron completed a project, always generous with praise and constructive in critique. Ron was the same, celebrating Rob's achievements as if they were his own. They understood each other's struggles and joys, the highs and lows that came with the public eye, and the challenges of personal life under constant attention. Over time, their friendship became not just a professional alliance, but a source of emotional stability for both men. They were witnesses to each other's lives, seeing each other grow, change, and evolve, while remaining a constant presence for support, advice, or just a moment of laughter. What stands out most about their friendship, Ron would later reflect, is that it was built on sincerity, trust, and respect, something rare in Hollywood, and something that gave him strength through the many challenges he faced. Their shared memories were not only of work or career achievements, but of quiet moments, of laughter shared over coffee, late-night drives after shoots, and conversations that meandered from dreams to fears, from simple joys to complex emotions. These memories became treasures over time, proof that the kind of true friendship people read about in stories could exist in real life, in the chaotic and fast-paced world of Hollywood. Even when life became difficult, when pressures mounted or challenges arose, Ron could always look back on his friendship with Rob as a source of comfort, a reminder that loyalty, honesty, and care were possible, and that a genuine human connection could survive even in the most unpredictable circumstances. As the years passed, the friendship between Ron and Rob continued to grow, not just through shared work, but through shared life experiences, both big and small. They celebrated each other's achievements with joy and stood by one another during times of uncertainty. Ron remembered the first time he truly felt the weight of Rob's support. It was after one of his early films received criticism. The reviews were harsh, and Ron felt vulnerable, doubting his abilities as a director. He called Rob late at night, unsure if he would even get a response. Rob picked up the phone immediately, not just with words of encouragement, but with the kind of honest insight that only someone who knows you deeply can give. He reminded Ron of his talent, his dedication, and his passion, and he pointed out the lessons hidden in the criticism. Ron said that in that moment, he realized that their friendship was more than casual camaraderie. It was a lifeline. Similarly, Ron celebrated Rob's achievements with equal enthusiasm, whether it was a small independent project or a major Hollywood production. When Rob released This Is Spinal Tap, Ron was among the first to call, excited and genuinely proud. He didn't just offer a simple congratulations. He reflected on the creativity, the humor, and the bravery it took to make such a bold, unconventional film. And when Ron won the Oscar for A Beautiful Mind, Rob immediately sent a heartfelt message, reminding Ron that every milestone was worth celebrating, and that even in the high-pressure world of awards and recognition, friendship was the true reward. Beyond work, their bond extended to life outside the camera. They shared conversations about politics, about their families, and about the values they held dear. From supporting political causes together to exchanging opinions on social issues, their friendship was never shallow. They discussed the world openly and without fear of disagreement, knowing that each respected the other's perspective. In these moments, Ron found not only companionship, but also intellectual stimulation and a chance to grow as a person. Another aspect of their friendship was humor. Even in moments of stress, they found ways to laugh together, often at the absurdities of Hollywood life or the small frustrations everyone experiences. These shared moments of joy help them navigate their careers with a sense of perspective and resilience. Ron often reflected that the combination of laughter, trust, and mutual respect created a friendship that was both deeply grounding and inspiring. It reminded him that despite fame, public scrutiny, and the pressures of work, there were constants in life that gave meaning and comfort. One of the most memorable experiences Ron shared involved a long evening after a shoot when they sat in a small diner, talking about their dreams of becoming directors. Rob had said, "One day, we'll be behind the camera, shaping stories instead of acting them." Ron laughed and replied, "Deal, but you have to promise to give me a role in your first film." That promise became symbolic, a testament to their shared ambitions, humor, and deep-seated loyalty. Over decades, these experiences created a tapestry of memories that were personal, professional, and profoundly emotional. Each shared laugh, each supportive conversation, each encouragement during hard times built a foundation that would last a lifetime. Ron said that the friendship with Rob reminded him daily that genuine human connection was rare, precious, and worth nurturing. It was not only about success or fame, it was about honesty, empathy, and standing by each other through the ebbs and flows of life. In reflecting on their friendship, Ron acknowledged that such a connection brought not just comfort, but also inspiration. The belief that someone truly understood and supported him encouraged him to be better, to take risks, and to approach his craft with renewed passion. And this, he felt, was the essence of friendship. Not just shared success, but shared life, shared growth, and the unwavering knowledge that someone would be there, always, regardless of circumstances. Even now, looking back, Ron Howard continues to treasure the memories and lessons from his friendship with Rob Reiner. The two men spent decades building not just careers but also lives intertwined through work, laughter, and shared experiences. What Ron often reflects on is the depth of the emotional bond they shared, the kind that cannot easily be explained or measured. It is found in the quiet moments of support, in the long conversations about hopes and fears, and in the small gestures that show care and loyalty. Ron remembered, for instance, a late-night phone call when Rob had called just to check on him during a particularly stressful period. They did not talk about movies, awards, or fame that night. They simply shared thoughts, worries, and encouragement. Those moments, Ron said, are more meaningful than any public recognition or accolade, because they reflect the human connection at the heart of life. Over the years, the friendship shaped how Ron viewed not just Hollywood, but life itself. It reminded him that success is sweeter when celebrated with someone who truly understands you, and challenges are easier when faced with someone who genuinely cares. He also recalled their shared humor, the way laughter could break tension, and how even a small joke could transform a heavy day into one of lightness and relief. Through the decades, they celebrated family milestones, birthdays, career achievements, and personal victories. They also supported each other through difficult moments, offering guidance, comfort, and wisdom. These experiences, Ron explained, are the ones that define friendship, not the headlines, the awards, or the applause, but the consistent presence, the understanding, and the unwavering care. When asked about the secret of their lasting bond, Ron said it was honesty, mutual respect, and a willingness to be there in ways that truly mattered. It was the shared laughter, the late-night talks, the small gestures, and the profound understanding that each was a safe place for the other. And in reflecting on Rob Reiner, Ron often feels gratitude. Gratitude for a friend who was not only present in moments of joy, but also a guiding light in moments of doubt. Gratitude for a companion whose wisdom, humor, and honesty shaped both his life and career. And gratitude for a reminder that true friendship in Hollywood, rare, meaningful, and unwavering, is one of life's greatest gifts. These memories, the stories, the conversations, and the laughter remain etched in Ron's heart as a source of strength, warmth, and inspiration. They are a testament to the power of genuine human connection, the kind that can endure the pressures of fame, the challenges of life, and the passage of time. In a world that often values success over sincerity, Ron's friendship with Rob stands out as a shining example of how loyalty, honesty, and love can create bonds that last a lifetime. He often reflects that this friendship taught him more than any lesson from a film set or award ceremony. It taught him the value of empathy, understanding, and unwavering support. And for viewers, fans, or anyone listening, the story of Ron Howard and Rob Reiner is a reminder that friendships like theirs, deep, meaningful, and transformative, are worth cherishing, nurturing, and celebrating every single day. No amount of fame, fortune, or public recognition can replace the quiet strength and joy that comes from knowing someone sees you, supports you, and walks alongside you through life. These lessons, these memories, and this enduring bond are what Ron Howard carries forward, and they serve as a lasting tribute to the kind of friendship that shapes not only careers, but lives, hearts, and the very way we view the world around us.